Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Appraisal Buzzcast. I'm Jim Morrison. Today we have Loren Cooke, President of Solidifi, and Scott Reuter, Chief Appraiser at Freddie Mac. We'll be talking about some of the steps that they're taking to bring new people with diverse backgrounds into the industry and how you can participate. Well, I won't hold off. Let's get started. Loren, let's start talking about what you have coming up at Valuation Expo.
Great, thanks, Jim. So listen, I hope everyone can join us at the Valuation Expo in Las Vegas on September 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. It's a long window, but we got a lot of stuff and a lot of material to cover with the group. The team at Solidifi is thrilled to be hosting a very dynamic and hands-on session on Appraiser Diversity Initiative and discussing how the industry is fostering appraiser diversity and attracting new entrants into our industry. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers for this session, along with Solidifi hosting. Attendees will be hearing from some of our Appraiser Diversity Initiative partners, including the Appraisal Institute, Fannie Mae, our good friend Scott here from Freddie Mac, as well as one of the largest mortgage lenders in the nation, and one of the leaders in ADI from a lender perspective, JP Chase, all discussing how they and frankly all of us can choose to lead this very important initiative. And if that wasn't enough, we've also put together a great panel of supervisor and trainee teams who will be sharing their experiences and providing valuable information on how appraisers can expand their business by taking on new trainees. So just a jam-packed full session that we're really excited to bring to the audience.
Thanks, Loren. And I know that is one of the big advantages and that people don't even think about is as an established appraiser, how you can help your business by bringing in new people. It's really important. And I think that's something that, our established appraisers need to come check out during their session as well. And this, thanks to Solidifi, this session is completely free for anybody that has a trade show pass or higher at Valuation Expo. So there's no additional cost. You just have to register. If you're already registered, you can reach out to us and get this class added to your agenda to join us. Loren, can you tell us a little bit more about what's the most exciting thing about this session that you're excited for?
Yeah, I think what I'm most excited about, this is a long session, right? 1 to 4 o'clock. But I think what I'm most excited about is that just how jam-packed it is and how it's going to speak to the entire audience attending the Valuation Expo. Appraisers, lenders, vendors, partners. The opening panel is going to include an overview on the ADI initiative, including the history, current status, longer-term strategic roadmaps. The panelists are going to dive into the ADI initiatives underway with a focus on the trainee scholarship program. And we'll look at lessons learned already and the incremental growth outlined for the next 5 years. We're also going to hear from, as I mentioned before, the market leader and frankly, a large supporter of ADI, JP Chase. As the largest bank in the US, they have committed $30 billion to diversity and inclusion over the next 3 years, with $3 million allocated to the ADI program. So JP Chase collateral executive, Jared Scarpiello and members of his team will be providing audience members with information on how JP Chase is supporting ADI and how audience members can help move their own organization's ADI programs forward. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to close out the session with a fireside chat with several supervisors and their trainees. As you mentioned earlier, they're going to share their stories on how they came into the industry and frankly, how they decided to be a mentor. And then on the flip side, how the trainees decided to enter the appraisal industry and how they found their supervisors. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a conference without a cocktail party. And we're going to be wrapping up the session with a complimentary cocktail session where the appraiser supervisors, trainees, panelists, Scott, et cetera, will be available for questions, discussions on the topics that were discussed. So it's going to be quite an event. It's one that people do not want to miss.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Let's take a quick break for a commercial. And then when we come back, we're going to talk more about the ADI. One of the easiest appraisal tools, the Cubicasa app, allows anyone, even a homeowner or agent with a smartphone, to generate an ANSI-aligned digital GLA with a 5-minute scan. Moreover, it comes with high fidelity, detailed floor plan with interior walls, which are required for hybrid and desktop assignments. Appraisers love this app because they can also complete traditional appraisals for complex properties with ease. The best part is your first scan is free. Sign up today to get your first scan at cubicasa.com. Well, welcome back, everyone. Scott, can you tell us a little bit more about the Appraiser Diversity Initiative?
Hi, Jim. I sure can. In the ADI or the Appraiser Diversity Initiative, I don't think there's a more important initiative we can be working on as an industry. And our demographic challenges have been pretty well known. And I think it's tremendous that you've got the power of Fannie and Freddie as well as the educational depth and resources of the Appraisal Institute and the tremendous community reach of the National Urban League, combining forces to really promote appraiser diversity, really working on diversity in our profession. So the background is our friends at Fannie Mae deserve a nod. They were very early on with an awareness campaign around diversity. They combined with the Appraisal Institute and took, again, what was basically an awareness campaign around the country, just saying, look, let's start the discussion. Let's have some thought leadership around really what we can do. Very quickly, National Urban League came in the door. And then about a year or so later, we at Freddie Mac, we were already committed to it. We looked around and we didn't think there was really a better initiative. So a nod to all the core partners as well as our leadership at Freddie Mac for the support. So yeah, and Loren touched on a little bit of it. I mean, we go around the country physically before COVID and now starting to a little more physically as we're coming out of COVID, hopefully promoting workshop events, which really are intended to attract diverse candidates, really let people know what an appraiser does and what the industry and the profession's all about. And we thought that was going to be a big challenge. And this is kind of like a giant test and learn. As we got out with a lot of that information, we found, we were getting, 60, 80, 100 people at a workshop event. And then we went virtual. And with the help of the National Urban League, we were getting registrations in 450 people at an event. And so we quickly learned that the awareness campaign was working, and we began then as a leadership team to focus on where the next level of need is going to be. And folks like Loren and Solidifi really are going to be that next link in terms of getting partnership, sponsorship, just on two different levels. He mentioned Chase, so we can't talk about ADI without giving a shout out to Chase. They have really stepped up in a big way, and I think they've set a marker that their peers can certainly feel. And I've shamelessly talked to a lot of banks, and a lot of banks, their heart in the right spot, so they're also moving on this. But really, kudos to Chase. They were very early on. And that's what it's going to take to not only continue to scale, but to grow and then help these trainees as they get through the education and really need that all important supervisory relationship once they become trainees to get their foot on the ground and become an appraiser.
Yeah, Scott, and I think I totally agree with you on raising the awareness to bring new blood in, because you'd still be surprised how many people I talk to when I tell them, the industry I'm in, they don't even know. So I completely agree with you on that. So Loren, can you tell us a little bit more about what Solidifi is doing to support ADI?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this is an initiative, obviously, very near and dear to us and to me personally. And, we've been very actively supporting this initiative for many years. We were one of the first AMCs to sign up as sponsors of ADI and provide financial support for the ADI training workshops and scholarship programs. We've hosted a number of workshops that have been unbelievably successful. We are proud, frankly, that, Solidifi, we've awarded so far 24 scholarships to date, with, frankly, many more to come. And, we're just getting warmed up.
Well, let's take another quick break, and then we're going to be right back to talk about trainees. The Appraisal Institute offers a wide variety of affiliations, from the candidate for designation and practicing affiliate statuses to designated membership and student affiliation. Whether you're a lawyer, banker, assessor, graduate student, or a certified appraiser, the Appraisal Institute is the premier global professional association with a myriad of professionals either directly or indirectly connected to the appraisal industry. Become a member today. Find out more at appraisalinstitute.org. All right, welcome back. So Scott, how can trainees help to grow our industry? And then Loren, I'll follow up with what Solidifi is doing to bring more trainees in as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I would say, trainees are the lifeblood. I mean, it takes a while to grow and make an appraiser, particularly on the current model and the current trajectory. And without trainees, you're not going to have appraisers. So we track, and I know Fannie Mae has access to the same data. I mean, we see the tremendous and very real stress on appraiser capacity nationwide that has been really very consistent just prior to the pandemic, and then got the lid blown off during the pandemic. So that's a long way to say the current model is not sustainable with the same amount of appraisers. So there's a whole innovation discussion that touches off of that. But at the root of it, a lot of the solutions in the innovation and modernization space require appraisers. So, a hybrid appraisal, a desktop appraisal, if you bifurcate an appraisal up to and including a traditional appraisal all need an appraiser. So there may be different ways that we potentially maybe do an appraisal, assemble and source our information, but we're still going to need appraisers, and they're vital. So this initiative is important for that. The mentorship model, you mentioned, not knowing about the profession. And I've many times said, my dad was an appraiser. If he wasn't an appraiser, I don't know that I would know what an appraiser did, quite honestly. So I think the awareness is important, and directing, young and even middle career talent to the industry, and making the industry look a little bit more like the rest of our countries is vitally important.
And Loren, can you touch on a little bit that Solidifi is doing to help grow the industry as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Scott. That was absolutely bang on. At Solidifi, we've been very active in attracting new entrants into the appraiser profession by growing our independent network of trainees and supervisors and providing them with the valuable work hour experiences. We now have over 200 independent trainees in our network, and we are actively engaging with them. We've got plans to grow that to well over 500 in the next 18 months. So this is a massive, big initiative for us internally at Solidifi that, we're taking very seriously and are really trying to drive the needle. As the largest AMC in the nation, who works with the majority of the largest mortgage lenders in the nation, we're also advocating and collaborating with our lender partners. JP Morgan Chase has been an unbelievable collaborator and partner of Solidifi's. And this is really about how we can help our lenders engage with trainees and allowing us to provide them with valuable work hour experiences. We've also invested millions in our proprietary network management platform so that we can work with and connect trainees and supervisors with lenders, I think, and very importantly, in a scalable manner. Because again, if we ever see volumes like we've seen before in the, during the COVID stage, we want to make sure that we can scale and we can drive the volume and bring in some of this new blood. And this investment is important so that we're able to continue to support our appraiser network engagement model, again, as the demands grow, but also then meet the risk and audit and performance expectations of our ever-growing lender partners who are approving the use of trainees. And listen, as I said before, we're just getting warmed up. We're going to continue to evolve and enhance our trainee program and collaborate with our lender partners, the GSEs, and obviously ADI to promote this program for many, many years to come. It's a very important initiative for us.
Well, we're really excited for this session at Valuation Expo. We're hoping that everybody listening will come join us. Whether you're a mentor looking for a trainee looking for a sponsor or a mentor, especially if you're a trainee, this is the place to go to see, what the technology is out there, who the AMCs are, who the lenders are. Get to meet these people face to face and put your name out there. And we have another special discount for trainees. You can save $500 by coming to the show using the code trainee. And if you'd like to join us, go to valuationexpo.com/register to get signed up. And if you haven't booked a room yet, make sure to take advantage of our room rate. That ends August 15th, so it's coming up, but it's $77 a night. You can't beat that anywhere. So come join us in Vegas and sign up for your rooms. Scott and Loren, we really want to thank you for joining us today to talk about this session. We're excited to see you in a little bit of about a month in Las Vegas. I think it's going to be great, and we can't wait for the show.
Great. Thanks, team.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much. And thanks to our sponsors for helping us put these together. If you have an idea for a future Buzzcast, reach out to us at comments@appraisalbuzz.com. Thanks and have a great day.